Imagine that you work hard every day, wake up early, face traffic, give your best at work, and at the end of the month, you receive your salary. Sounds fair, right? But there's a problem. If you stop working, the money stops coming in, and that's exactly what sets the rich apart from those struggling financially. The rich have discovered a powerful secret. They make money work for them. While most people trade time for money, that is, work for a salary, the most successful ones build income streams that keep generating money even while they sleep. Now think with me. How many hours can you work per day? 8, 10, 12? No matter how long you work, there will always be a limit. But what if your money kept coming in even when you were resting? This is what we call passive income, and it's exactly what the rich do. But how can I make money without working? There are several ways to generate passive income, and here are some of the most effective ones. Smart investments, putting money into stocks, real estate funds, or even ventures that generate a steady return. Compound interest makes your money grow without you having to do anything. Creating a digital business, an e-commerce store, an online course, a monetized blog, or even a YouTube channel. All of these can generate income even when you're not actively working. Rental properties. If you buy a property and rent it out, it can generate money every month without requiring your constant presence. Royalties and copyrights. Books, music, patents, or any intellectual property that generates continuous earnings. The rich learn to build multiple streams of passive income, and over time, they no longer need to depend on a salary. They have money coming in from different sources, which gives them security and freedom. Now stop and think. Are you making money while you sleep, or are you still trading time for money? If your answer is the second option, it's time to change that reality. Have you ever noticed how some people within the same company earn much more than others, even without working extra hours? The secret is not just in effort, but in the strategy they use to increase their income without having to beg for a raise. Most people follow a predictable pattern. They go to work, complete their tasks, wait for their salary to be deposited, and when they feel they're earning too little, they ask for a raise. But what happens in most cases? The boss says no, claims it's not possible at the moment, and the person remains in the same situation. But there is a different path, and few know about it. The rich and successful don't ask for raises. They create opportunities that bring money to them. Here's a simple example. Imagine an employee working in a company's sales department. Most of his colleagues just follow orders and wait for their paycheck at the end of the month. But this employee realizes he can add more value. He starts learning about digital marketing, discovers how to attract more customers, and proposes new strategies for the company. In no time, sales skyrocket. The boss notices, and instead of rejecting a raise request, he himself offers a bonus or even a promotion. Now think of another scenario, a professional working in a typical office. Instead of simply doing his tasks, he learns a new skill, such as programming or financial management. Over time, he begins solving problems that no one else in the company can. This makes him essential. And what happens when you become essential to a business? Your value increases. You can even start offering your services as a consultant to other companies, creating a new source of income. Bosses don't want you to know this because the more you depend on your salary, the more power they have over you. But if you learn to create your own path to growth, the decision will no longer be in their hands. Now, imagine that, besides using this strategy at your job, you could take the money you already earn and make it multiply on its own, without having to work more. That's exactly what we're going to talk about now. Most people receive their salary, and before they even realize it, it's already gone. Bills, groceries, transportation, leisure. By the end of the month, little or nothing is left. And the cycle starts again. The problem? The money is being used the wrong way. The rich understand something that few people realize. Money is not just for spending, it is a tool for generating more money. While many work just to pay bills, the most successful ones make money work for them. Now imagine two people who earn exactly the same salary. The first one spends all their money on expenses and unnecessary purchases. The second one invests part of their earnings in income-generating assets. After a few years, the first person remains in the same financial position, while the second has built a solid financial foundation. But how can you turn your salary into a wealth-building machine? Here are a few simple steps that can completely change your financial future. Pay yourself first. Before paying any bills, set aside a portion of your salary for investments. This money is your first investment in your own future. Eliminate unnecessary expenses. Small cuts can make a big difference. Unused subscriptions, impulse purchases, and credit card interest all drain your money without you realizing it. Invest in assets, not liabilities. A luxury car, expensive clothes, and the latest electronics are liabilities because they only make your money decrease. On the other hand, investments, businesses, and real estate generate returns and grow your wealth. Create multiple income streams. Instead of relying solely on your salary, use part of your money to build new income sources such as a small business, stocks, or an online project. What separates those who stay stuck earning the same salary for years from those who multiply their income isn't luck, it's the choices they make with the money they earn. Now imagine that you've already started organizing your finances and investing wisely. The next step, using the technique that millionaires apply to make money work for them. That's exactly what we'll explore next. If you had to stop working today, how long could you survive on your savings? If your answer is not long or nothing, it means your money still depends 100% on your effort. But millionaires do the opposite. They build systems where money keeps flowing in, even when they're not actively working. The key difference between the wealthy and most people is that they don't just earn money, they put it to work. But how? Does this work in practice? Consider the following example. Two people earn $5,000 per month. The first spends it all on bills, entertainment, and shopping. The second, however, invests a portion of their income in assets that generate returns. Over time, this second person accumulates wealth that grows on its own, creating an additional income stream every month. Now let's talk about the technique that millionaires use to achieve this. Compound interest as your ally. Money, when properly invested, grows on its own. The earlier you start investing, the faster it multiplies. It works like a snowball. At first it's small, but over time it turns into something massive. The 70-30 rule. Many millionaires follow this simple rule. They live on 70% of their income and invest the remaining 30% in money-generating assets. This can be done through stocks, real estate funds, personal businesses, or any other source of passive income. Smart diversification. The secret isn't putting all your money in one place, but spreading it across different investments that grow over time. The wealthy understand that the more income sources they have, the greater their financial security. Think like an investor. Instead of just working for someone else, think like an investor. Small businesses, franchises, digital products, all of these can be money-making machines without relying solely on your time. Millionaires don't work harder than others. They make their money work harder than any person ever could. Now that you understand this technique, the next step is to escape what's known as the rat race, that endless cycle where you work just to pay bills and never see your income grow. And that's exactly what we'll discuss next. Have you ever felt like you're constantly running, working harder and harder, but never making financial progress? That's the rat race, an endless cycle where the money that comes in disappears just as quickly, keeping you dependent on your next paycheck. But what most people don't realize is that there's a way out, and the wealthy discovered it long before everyone else. Most people follow a standard script. They study, get a job, work hard, earn a salary, and spend everything, or even more than they earn. To try to get out of this situation, they ask for raises or look for better jobs, but even so, they remain trapped in this cycle. Millionaires, on the other hand, play a different game. They don't work for money. They make money work for them. Here are 3 essential steps to break out of this cycle and triple your income faster than you think. Change your financial mindset. The first mistake that traps people in the rat race is thinking that a higher salary will solve everything. It's not how much you earn that matters, but what you do with the money you already have. Those who understand this start acting differently. Instead of increasing their expenses whenever their income rises, they focus on building assets that generate more money. Stop trading time for money. As long as your only way to make money is by working more hours, you will always be limited. Think about creating income streams that don't depend on your daily effort. Investments, an online business, royalties, rental properties. These are the things that make the rich earn more and more. Invest in what multiplies your money. If you have a job, use part of your salary to buy assets. Idle money loses value, but invested money grows on its own. Stocks, real estate funds, businesses, knowledge in new skills. All of these can be the way to break free from the vicious cycle. Many people spend their entire lives trapped in this race without realizing that they could be playing a completely different game. The good news is that it's never too late to change. Now that you understand how to escape this cycle, it's time to take an even bolder step, learning the one skill that can immediately increase your salary. And that's exactly what we're going to cover now. If you could develop just one skill to make more money, what would it be? Most people believe they need a better degree, a higher position, or a new job to increase their income. But millionaires know that there is one skill that can multiply their earnings immediately, and you can learn to use it right now. This skill is called sales and persuasion skills. The truth is that money always follows those who know how to sell well. Think about the highest paid professionals in the world: entrepreneurs, investors, influencers, top executives. They all have something in common. They know how to sell. But we're not just talking about selling products. We're talking about selling ideas, projects, solutions, and most importantly, selling yourself. Now, you might be asking, but I'm not a salesperson. How can this help me? The answer is simple. Everyone is selling all the time. If you work at a company, you're selling your time, skills, and value to your employer. The better you sell yourself, the higher your salary will be. If you have a business, your success depends on your ability to sell your products or services to more customers. If you want a promotion, you need to convince your boss that you deserve it. If you want an investor for your idea, you need to present your project in an irresistible way. Even in everyday situations, like job interviews or negotiations, those who master the art of persuasion get ahead. Millionaires understand this, and that's why they invest in improving their communication, influence, and negotiation skills. Now, the big question: how to develop this skill quickly. Here are 3 fundamental steps to becoming a master in sales and persuasion and, consequently, increasing your earnings. Learn to communicate clearly and impactfully. The way you express yourself has a direct impact on your financial results. People who speak with confidence, who know how to convey their ideas, and who can captivate others are naturally more valued. Practical tip: start training your communication every day. Record audios explaining something, practice answering questions objectively, and observe how the most influential people speak. Two, understand what really makes people make decisions. Sales are not just about speaking well. They are about understanding what the other person wants and showing that you have the solution. If you know what truly motivates people to say yes, you can apply this to any area of your life. Practical tip: pay more attention to the people around you. Observe what makes them take action, what sparks their interest, and how great salespeople lead their conversations. Practice the art of negotiation. Most people accept what is offered to them without questioning. Those who master the art of negotiation, on the other hand, get better salaries, better contracts, and better opportunities. Practical tip: never accept a no right away. Learn to argue, demonstrate value, and create irresistible proposals. Even a simple request for a raise can turn into a big financial leap if handled well. Now that you understand the importance of this skill, imagine what could happen if you apply it in your life. You can negotiate a better salary, sell more in your business, attract more clients, or even open new doors to incredible opportunities. But even knowing how to sell well, there is something that could be draining your money without you realizing it. A fatal mistake that makes you lose money every single day. And that's exactly what we're going to reveal now. There is a silent mistake that makes thousands of people lose money daily, and the worst part, most don't even notice. You may be working hard, earning a decent salary, but if you make this mistake, your money will disappear like sand slipping through your fingers. The rich know about this problem and avoid it at all costs, while the middle class and the poor keep falling into the same trap day after day. Now, before revealing this fatal mistake, I want you to think about the following. Do you feel in control of your money, or do you find yourself wondering where it all went at the end of the month? If the answer is the second option, chances are you're making this mistake. The big villain: invisible expenses. This mistake is called invisible expenses. These are small expenses that seem harmless, but, over time, drain your money without you realizing it. Think about it. That $10 coffee every day before work seems like a small expense, but at the end of the month, that's $300. In a year, that's $3,600. Subscriptions you no longer use, but are still being charged to your credit card. Impulse purchases of things you don't really need but thought were cheap. Bank fees that you don't even notice are being deducted. The minimum payment on your credit card, which seems like a short-term solution, but buries you in absurd interest rates. These small financial leaks happen all the time and make your money disappear without you even noticing. Now stop and think. If you keep spending money like this, how will you have anything left to invest? How will you build wealth? Millionaires know that money must be managed wisely. They control their expenses and make every cent work in their favor. If you want to escape this trap and stop losing money every day, you need to take action now. How to eliminate invisible expenses and multiply your money. Here are 3 simple but extremely powerful steps to eliminate this fatal mistake and regain control of your money. Conduct an immediate financial audit. Take the last 3 months of your bank statements and analyze every cent spent. Mark everything that was essential and everything that was unnecessary. You'll be surprised by how much money is going to things you don't really need. 2. Cut waste without losing quality of life. After identifying invisible expenses, start eliminating them one by one. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Negotiate bank fees. Replace expensive habits with cheaper alternatives. And most importantly, before spending, ask yourself if it's really worth it. 3. Turn expenses into investments. Every dollar you save by eliminating waste can be redirected to something that makes your money grow. Instead of letting $300 a month slip away on coffee and impulse purchases, imagine investing that amount. Over time, this money turns into wealth. From the moment you stop losing money without realizing it, you start to feel an immediate difference in your finances. Suddenly, you have money left to invest, to start a business, and to build a solid financial life. If this content opened your eyes to something you never even imagined was making you lose money, just think about how many people around you are making the same mistake without realizing it. Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Hit the like button because it helps us reach even more people who need this information. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos, because we're just getting started on this journey to transform your financial life. And more. Share this video with someone who needs a financial change. It could be a friend, a family member, or even a co-worker who always complains that there's never enough money. You might be the person who helps them take the first step toward financial freedom. See you in the next video.